That's what you have to do. Start underground.
Start underground?
Right? Dig a hole. Begin in the hole. If you're going to be a stand-up, have your name be like Hitler, the Holocaust was just McSauce. And then then you start in a hole and then you have to work your way out.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever do stand-up, but if I ever did, I'm never going to be famous, right? I'm never going to have any success from it. It's more of an exercise, right? And
sure.
Trust me, if you want to do stand-up as an exercise, just get a hobby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
feel
have friends
like
who've
it's
done
a lot.
that, and God bless them. They're not stand-up comedians today, and I find them totally funny without their personal achievement that they had, where they're like, "I've crossed this off my bucket list."
Yeah.
My bucket list is full of a bunch of things where I will start in a hole, and then I have to climb out of it.
Okay.
Like, for instance, I don't think anybody could possibly be funny or kill if you take a hit off of an asthma inhaler. You are immediately, there's something alpha, even for women, about being the comedian on stage, right?
Sure.
That's why it's so important to destroy hecklers immediately.
Or
just have them beaten with truncheons and thrown out.
Yeah.
And so if you come up and you do one joke and it's funny and you're like, hold on. Like you are gone. You are negative at that point, right? You are underground.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
because
then
there's that
if
huge
I have them on their feet 12 minutes from then.
Yeah.
And then maybe like as they're cheering, then
another
big hit, and then throw it into the audience.
But don't throw it into the audience.
Yeah, somebody will grab it and like,
oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I've never seen a stand-up show. It's the Just Enough Show podcast. I'm your host, Caliban, joined as always by my co-host.
Hi, I'm Mikan Hana.
And we're here to report all the news that's fit to cast in the world of nerdy entertainment. That news does not include the death of Betty White. It does not include it.
No, not included,
She
because
will
it did
be,
not happen.
100 years old, young.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, she outlasted Willard.
Who's Willard?
It's Willard Scott.
Oh, okay. I still don't know who that is.
We're at premature. Oh, okay. He's a weatherman. For the Today Show.
Oh, okay.
And his bit was. This is like. You at this point you should be able to complete this, right?
That he would be 100 years old?
No, he didn't make it to 100 years old. He would congratulate people on their 100th birthdays.
Oh, I get it. Okay. I get it now.
Is Al Roker thin or fat?
He's thin now.
Oh, okay. So wow. So you keep up with things.
Kind of.
I'm trying to if somebody went into a
That
time
I
machine,
knew.
the time machine breaks, right? And you're thrown out of it in a field in presumably rural America.
Got it.
No way to tell what year it is.
Yes.
And some farmer comes by on his possibly vintage, possibly brand new antique tractor.
Yes.
And you could yell out, "Who's the weatherman on today?" Depending on his answer, you could know exactly where you were.
Okay.
You like Matt Lauer?
Yeah, right.
You can find out exactly where you were.
It's a little litmus test.
What are your opinions on Katie Couric?
What are your opinions on Katie Couric? Because I think that most people's opinions are all over the map as far as
I don't think that
goes.
you can be you're leading me into this is where you want to go with this? Because I have opinions on Katie Couric.
Oh, God.
I think she's a fine, I don't consider like hosts of morning shows journalists necessarily. They're commentators. I think she's a fine commentator. I think that she got screwed in that deal with Today, whether or not, she's the best around. And now she's just a podcast lady. Although I'm sure she makes plenty of money as a podcast lady. That's great. Other than that, I feel like she's political, and I don't think that anybody who hosts the Today Show can be political.
Yeah, but isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless
I agree with you.
Were fired from the Today Show for smoking during a segment and saying that, capitalism, talking about how you want to go blow up, Wells Fargo Tower or something like that.
Wow.
In a parody satire fashion. I don't think that you will always kind of you were literally the face of a network, which is the face of a giant corporation that owns that network. And so when she interviews Michelle Obama, whoop-de-freaking-do.
Yeah, I know.
But, go girl.
But is there any way you can even, how do you, I agree that you shouldn't be political when you host a show like Today Show, but how can you not be political in today's world?
You are
That's
because
so
you will be
hard.
interviewing Josh Duggar. Not anymore. Hey, what's your opinion about Josh Duggar?
I don't know who that is.
He's the 19 kids and counting guy, and he had 19
God.
counts of Chinese pornography. Chinese child pornography.
Wow, that was an interesting slip.
I have no idea what the nationality of the child pornography that he had on his
yeah, okay,
computer.
that's fine. It was child pornography. We can move on.
Yes. 19 and counting.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Duggards. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I always
Is
was
that
a
going to
little.
derail his brothers? Is it his brother? I don't know. They have a whole clan. You can hear the K, right? And one of them is running for state senator, and it's like, oh, this might not.
Yeah, maybe
not this year.
I was always kind of skeptical of them, just because it's like I understand you have religious views and you feel like you don't believe in contraceptives. But, like, dear God, that many kids?
Is
that's
that what
a
it
lot
was?
of kids.
I don't want to know any more about them.
Yes.
They're from Arkansas, so
That's
if you're
what it
assuming
was.
that they're Mormon, I don't think that that's what it is.
No, I don't know that they were necessarily Mormon, but there was a
Do
religious...
Mormons have big families? I don't even know.
Yeah, Mormons do have big families.
Oh, all right.
I'm not assuming that they were Mormons specifically.
No, they are evangelical.
But
100%.
Okay. But that was an aspect of their family. I'm like 90% sure.
Yeah.
And their kids got married and had kids.
Where do they tell the kids they came from?
I don't even know.
I'm just assuming that they're not. I'm
don't
just assuming
know.
they're not frank about sex with their children.
I'm assuming the same thing.
Oh, we live near the stork station, and sometimes the storks get tired, and they just try. That's how you like. What do they even tell them?
I don't even.
Or
know.
maybe they have that other like creepy side. When ecclesiastical people are like really like weird about sex, they're like, oh, well, I really love my wife. And that's when we need to drop Groucho in, and he says, well, I love my cigar, but I take it out of my mouth sometimes.
Oh my God, stop it!
None of this is what we're talking about in the show today.
No.
We're talking about the new season of The Expanse.
Yes.
The last season of The Expanse.
As they say, yes.
For now.
I
feel like
Ellipses.
as fans, we would be going, for now? But I feel like the show
is going
in its official capacity is going for now. And I'm like, I don't know. You're the show.
Why are you asking me?
Yes. Don't tease me with more if you're not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But they might. But we'll not talk about that. We'll talk about
they might not.
the long road that we have taken to this point.
Yeah, and I'll do my best to remember. I did.
You don't have to remember everything.
Well, but you did send me that video that was like kind of like a recap of the. There's a lot. We'll get into it, but there's a lot that happens. So I needed a little bit of a refresher and a recap. So, but we'll talk about it. I'm excited, but I was also reminded by you off air that there are only 6 episodes.
57 total episodes in a 6-season run.
Yeah.
Or it might end up being 62 or whatever once all 6 of this year are out, because only one is out. We're talking about one episode of TV today, but that's
I know.
why we're also kind of talking about the franchise entire.
Yeah.
And it's been 6 seasons and it's been 6 years. For a show that I think is thought of as being continually on the bubble or continually about underappreciated, about to be canceled.
Yeah. Right.
It's been around for a while now.
It has been around for a while.
And they've done it every year.
They have pretty consistently, and it's been pretty highly acclaimed by both critics and fans. Yeah. Which is honestly hard to come by these days. I would say unabashedly, it's one of the best TV shows that's currently on.
Let's do this now because I don't want to do it later.
Okay.
So I don't think the show has ever consistently cracked 1 million viewers. Like, that's not... We live in a niche time. Yeah. But those aren't good numbers. And I don't know how, once it moved to Amazon, we don't know how, and we'll never know how it does, because Amazon doesn't release their figures. Yeah. But it never consistently cracked 1 million viewers. And that's like first watch or first plus 7 or whatever it is. Now, I don't know if they're using the old standard, Nielsen rating system. This isn't going into that much detail, the Wikipedia page, but that isn't a lot.
No.
And it's never been a lot. But yet I know 24 people who watch the show. It's like, I know more people that watch this than watch Star Trek.
Yeah.
In any form.
Yeah.
So clearly those numbers don't represent the viewership, or people get it, they steal it, or they buy the DVDs and Blu-rays, or they watch it later on streaming and those aren't counted. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know that Sci-Fi screws everything up, including letting this go. Like when you're selling something and Jeff Bezos goes, I'll buy that. Okay, the price, it doesn't matter. Well, you want to hear what the price is because I'm not going to brand. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't that tell you,
I know.
Wait a minute.
This is valuable.
Either double the price or keep it, right?
Yep.
Well, Jeff Bezos bought it and he made another 3 seasons.
He must. Do you think he's a fan?
Yes, he has a cowboy hat on. His favorite character was probably Alex.
Stop.
He's like, what kind of poems would Alex write?
Oh, stop
to
it.
His girlfriend.
Would Alex put garbage in space? I need to know.
He was garbage in space.
Yeah, well.
Not Alex.
The actor who played him.
Yeah, that's always tough, huh? I don't think I've ever had that before.
Really?
Tell me that I have. I probably have. Right?
I'm sure you have. Like where
no, everybody in Star Trek is great.
Well, where you've had like a character that you liked, but the actor was not great.
Everybody in Star Wars is great for the most part, right?
I think so.
What else
Are you talking about sci-fi specifically?
I'm just talking about something that I watch consistently. I consider to be one of my fandoms, and then somebody in it is a creep.
Yeah.
I think I'm batting like 900.
What about Batman?
What about Batman?
I mean,
which Batman is bad? They're all fine.
They're mostly fine. I'm thinking of what's his name?
Mostly. Well, Newt, which one is bad?
Affleck?
Affleck is a man buffeted by the winds of life. Like he's an idiot, but he's our idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
don't think that he's, except for that, the very real accusations of, look up the TRL story with Ben Affleck, which he like apologized for, and nobody did anything else. So I consider that closed, although bad move. But other than all that, he just seems like a big dumb guy. Like if you took, no, he does have money. So he's not a townie. He's in school. So you go to Boston, you just grab some guy, take the Bruin sweater off him, shave him, right? Put a nice shirt on him, and just push him out on a red carpet. That's Ben Affleck, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You're not going to get mad at a bear for looking for honey. That got away from me.
That's
honey seems to have a double meaning.
Yeah.
How about salmon?
Stop.
I'm just saying you can't get, how mad can you get at a dog for pissing on the rug? When Affleck does dumb things, when he writes a movie about a lady being raped in medieval France, and him and his friend write 2/3 of it, and then they let the lady write the third part.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not what that story should be about. It's also called The Last Duel. Seems like it's all about the fighting, huh?
Yeah.
Not really a feminist story. And then you go out on every show, the Today Show in particular, and go, that's a really feminist story.
It's not really.
That's what Nicole tells me. She says her part of the script's great.
Yeah, right. No,
but I mean, like, he's just a dum-dum.
I was thinking of, not to bring this up necessarily again, but I can't think of his name. My brain, I'm really bad with names.
Boutros Ghali. It's tough, but if you say it a couple times, you can get it. Adam West.
Not Adam West.
Robert Pattinson.
Not Pattinson.
Kilmer. Clooney. Keaton.
No.
I don't know the guy from the 40s serial. Which Batman are you talking about?
The only one you haven't mentioned.
Kevin Conroy?
Not Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is fine.
Whichever one he is, I clearly don't know or care about him.
Nolan. Batman.
Oh, Bale. His mom deserved to get pushed down the stairs. Let's talk about the news. You don't know all the Welsh curses she was throwing out at him. The news.
Must have been.
So excited.
Wow.
To talk about the news today.
Yes.
Where Betty White is not dead. Write a song about that.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. I want to mention real fast. Did you know about Peloton? Of course you did. You thought about getting one, but realized that you were not. You're too poor.
Whoa. No. The bikes, right?
Yes. The bikes where they punish you and to call you fat and then you're in the commercial. The lady's like, I hope I'm good enough for this bike.
Oh yeah, that
I
sounds
did
really
it.
great.
I'm worthy of love now.
I'll
put 19 and counting in me. Right,
Oh
that stuff.
That sounds terrible.
They've had some problems recently. They had a huge data leak, including Joe Biden's social security number.
Whoa!
A couple kids were killed. Actually, I think just one kid was killed,
What?
but like 70 people were hurt on the new, now they're doing treadmills, and apparently they're dangerous, so they had a recall of those.
This sounds like some sci-fi,
well, here's the thing.
Black Mirror
here's
stuff.
The thing.
Yeah.
You and I know that fitness people are the worst people in the world. We love you,
great.
listeners.
Yeah.
If you're a personal trainer, call me. I need help. But we know that generally, I don't know what it is. I've been around a lot of them in my life, and I don't really like any of them. So extend that to the CEO of a company. You know, the guy said some dumb things. People are kind of like, is this a scam? This might be just a scam. Usually you scam poor people. It's easy. This seems like a scam for rich people.
Yeah, well, you can scam rich people.
Well, yeah. I don't know if this is a scam, but the guy who, I'll just tell you what it is. Maybe it'll make sense later.
Okay.
So Sex and the City is back.
Yes, I heard.
And the first episode features Carrie, of course, and Big. They're still together.
Of course.
Still in love.
Uh-huh.
And the episode is called, like, and then that happened, or something like that, you know.
Sure.
One of those really trendy, current phrases the kids are saying. And, like, at the end of the episode, Mr. Big is on his Peloton.
Okay.
And he has a heart attack and falls off. Spoilers for what is obviously the inciting incident of Sex and the City reboot. I mean, it's not, it's not how big of a spoiler is it?
So he
dies on a Peloton. And I bet when Peloton agreed to have their thing on this show, they weren't thinking that was going to happen. Also, apparently there was a lady who is, I don't know if she's a spokesperson or just like is known for being a Peloton coach. She was playing a character. I think she was playing his trainer on the show.
That's weird.
So Peloton, at this point, their like PR team has night vision goggles. Do you know what I mean? They're like rappel out of helicopters. They're ready for this.
Yeah, right.
So in 2 days, because this came out on Friday, they turned around and released today a Peloton commercial where Mr. Big, the actor, Chris Noth, and the lady,
the trainer,
who I guess is playing his wife. It doesn't make a lot of sense because if you're going to go meta, you can't really add more stuff to it. They're like, they're toasting each other in a nice house in front of a fireplace. And they're like, ha ha, or something like that. And then Ryan, do you own stock in Peloton?
No.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. Anyway, Ryan Reynolds' voiceover is like something wry about this situation or whatever. Not a good pitch if you're Don Draper, but you can understand what happens in this ad.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like in several days?
Look, a lot of actors make some more money by selling something else. Gin, for instance. A wireless company for poor people. Could be beneficial to them.
Yeah.
Feels like it wouldn't be. We were talking about scams before.
Yeah.
Seems like maybe it's that.
Yeah, right.
But pitching for Peloton?
I don't understand it. I don't.
And then he recently said that he's going to quit acting, at least for now.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yes.
Why?
Because he wants to be with his kids who are now, reaching probably double digits and wants to be dad.
I mean, that's fine.
It doesn't mean he's not going to keep selling Peloton.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised though. Okay, whatever. This is weird. And this really does seem like it's weird sci-fi stuff. But I'm also kind of reminded of like an episode of Community that we just watched where their rival school was going to was going to release a smear ad about a dog getting a diploma at Greendale, and they had like limited amount of time to put out another ad like kind of refuting that, and it went back and forth as to what they were going to do. And that's what this reminds me of.
Ruffles has 17 children by 5 fathers.
Yeah.
What else don't we know about Ruffles?
Yeah, it's like, okay. So this just doesn't, none of this makes me feel good. I just like, stay away from me, you weird bike and I guess now treadmill company. Just stay away. And I will continue using my older bike that doesn't freaking kill people. Thank you very much.
Weighs about a ton.
Yeah, well... Yeah, you get a workout by moving it as well.
I got it from an old lady. Who's probably dead now. Unlike Betty White. Bad intro.
Yeah.
Bad segue.
Yeah.
To the RIPs, but.
Oh, no.
We got a lot.
Seems like there's a lot this week.
We got a lot.
I know.
And we want to talk about them and talk about our experiences, of course, with them and honor them. And the first thing that I wanted to say was, R.I.P. Mr. Big. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Well, so she could be single again? That's just like the most weird. I was on I think it was a paid podcast, so people might not have heard it, but I was complaining about how I want to see the new Matrix, but it's like, I also like, why'd you make this?
Yeah.
And like the worst thing, the first pitch would be, oh, he can't remember anything and he's back. He's got to wake up again.
Right.
Great.
Yep.
And so like
But it kind of seems like that's what
Carrie's like, Carrie's single again and 60. So like, good luck. Well, maybe just the city. No sex this time.
Why would the actor?
Or maybe she'll get the sex. Hey, look, old people can have sex.
Why would the actor agree to be on it if he's going to die in one episode?
I don't know. They probably paid him really good. And plus, what is he?
What else is he going to do?
Where's his character going to go?
Yeah.
Plus, he had that Peloton ad lined up. He's fine. Let's talk about Lina Wertmüller.
Okay.
The first woman nominated for a Best Director Oscar.
Oh, wow.
She died at the age of 95.
95 years young.
Yeah.
That's, that's a, I always feel, what am I doing? I always say, oh, it's a good run.
You always say that. I let you do it.
Yeah.
I let you do it.
I don't want to do it.
Let me tell you her pedigree. Now, she has a German last name, but she's Italian.
Interesting.
But when she's married a German guy. And she got her start working with Fellini.
Oh.
She was an assistant director on 8.5.
Okay.
And because, that'd be a lot of work. A lot going on in 8.5.
I haven't seen 8.5.
Oh, well, put it on your list.
Seriously, put it on my list?
Yeah.
Okay.
And made a series of films after that, like The Seduction of Mimi, Love and Anarchy. She was she made the original Swept Away. That's that movie that Madonna and what's his name? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, Jason Statham?
No, well, that is Jason Statham, but Guy Ritchie made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and her first nomination was for Seven Beauties, which is her fifth film to come out in the U.S. in the span of 2 years. So she was...
Wow.
Let me tell you the synopsis. I haven't seen it, but the synopsis is awesome.
Okay.
It's about a foolish man with 7 ugly sisters who's obsessed with notions of honor in the years of Italian fascism and the Nazi occupation of the country.
Wow.
I'm not done.
That's a lot.
He kills a pimp when one of his sisters begins to work for him and is sent to an asylum. Finally, he ends up in a Nazi concentration camp.
Finally?
Whose commandant is a hefty woman with a whip whom he seeks to seduce.
What? That's insane.
It is a rough film in the style of your 70s experimental cinema. Your Sallows, for instance.
I don't know that one either.
I was talking about it earlier. I was like,
Sallow?
I was talking about the 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah.
Made the RCA dog face at me. But anyway, her stuff is, it's just one of these names. It's like, oh, I only hear about her when she's dead. I mean, if I went to film school, maybe I would have heard more about her, but.
Right. That's too bad. It sounds like I think it's an accomplishment to be nominated for Best Director when you're not an American filmmaker. And then the fact that she was the first female, I think that's doubly cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When did that come out? 70s sometime, but anyway.
Okay.
Her film was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film Director, Screenplay, and for the main actor as well.
Okay. Wow.
So R.I.P. Or whatever the letters are in Italian to her. Right. We also have to talk about the death of Michael Nesmith of the Monkees, who's died at the age of 78.
Yes.
Of reportedly natural causes. Mike was my favorite Monkee.
Really?
Only because I have not gone back to the Monkees.
Oh.
Since I was a teenager.
Since you were a kid.
And saw the Monkees. I don't remember why the Monkees were in syndication again in the 80s and early 90s. But I've seen all the Monkees episodes of the Monkees.
Oh, okay.
And Mike was my favorite because he was like the wry asshole.
Okay.
probably Davey now, just because.
Oh.
He's the most talented one. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Mickey.
Wow.
Sorry, Peter. But, Davey is probably the most talented one. He's just charming. I appreciate charm. That's why old people like Paul McCartney.
I know.
Right?
I know.
You're John, then you're George, then you're Paul.
I've heard that. Yeah. And you're never Ringo.
That's Oh, Ringo! Right.
Freaking love Ringo. Nobody gives him any credit. He's just Mr. Cool. Anyways.
Mike was the guy with the hat. And he was definitely the one who was the least into it. And he was the first to say, I'm out of here. He could say that because he was the liquid paper scion, right? His mom invented liquid paper.
Yeah.
So he always had that to fall back on.
What is liquid paper?
It's whiteout. It's a brand of whiteout.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
It seems like liquid paper should be the Xerox of whiteout.
It should be
whiteout. Is the Xerox of whiteout.
Yeah, right. It should be liquid paper. That makes more sense.
What do we think about when we think about liquid paper?
Yeah, maybe whiteout just sounds better somehow to our ears. I don't know. I remember.
Shouldn't we be fixing that though in a time of intersectionality?
Yes, we should.
Shouldn't we make?
Yes, we
shouldn't
should.
It be liquid paper?
Yes.
What about solid paper? See, it's fun when I do it.
Paper.
It's not fun when conservatives do it. It's fun when I do it because it comes from a place of love.
That's true. I remember the Monkees fondly, but I just remember them being like, I think I got confused with them with the Beatles for like a little bit because of their hair, but that was a very brief.
So did the people who
period.
put them on top of the charts.
Right. But that was a very brief period, but it was kind of like, I feel like my parents they liked them, but I feel like it was like they liked them, but they didn't like them as much as they liked the Beatles. So it was like here are the Beatles, very close to my heart, and it's like I like you Monkees, but you're over there, you're over there somewhere.
It showed that there was bandwidth to have more than one.
Well, that's true.
I know that there were girls like the Who or the Stones or probably groups that didn't make it because we don't remember now because they didn't have the chops that
right or the charm.
Chops and charm, that would be Beatles and Monkees, right?
Yeah, right.
But it showed that there was enough room in the marketplace for
the British invasion,
an American copy of the Beatles, which was what the Monkees pretty much were.
Yeah, right.
And half of their best songs are written by Neil Diamond. We're we're here to bury the Monkees and not praise them, it sounds like. But Michael did go. He never ever stopped doing music, and he went on to do his own albums and to compose things and continue. And then first Monkees reunion, he didn't want any part of it. That was in like the 80s. I remember when that was on TV. Okay. But he softened as he got older, and they did get them all back together.
That's cool.
Once or twice, but yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, he'll be missed, although to be totally honest with you, I know we lost Davey, but I couldn't tell you if the other two are alive or not.
I was going to ask, so I'm glad that you filled that in.
I'm pretty sure Nesmith's okay. Torque, I got no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
All right.
One of these days.
Yeah.
And it might not be long. Judging on the quality of the wigs. I'm going to lose Paul.
I know.
What happens then?
We've got Ringo.
Oh, Ringo! That's right.
God, you always forget about Ringo.
This is a great bit. I love this bit.
I hate it.
I'm going to bring it back eventually. For all the talk we do about Cowboy Bebop, and god damn did we talk about Cowboy Bebop last week.
I know.
We might have caused something to happen.
Stop.
Yeah, no, this is really bad news. But Keiko Nobumoto, who we call, when we were talking about the Gestalt entity that created the original Bebop, we talked about her. The writer for Cowboy Bebop and Macross Plus, Tokyo Godfathers, worked with Watanabe on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Has passed away.
Yes.
At 57. And this was actually at the beginning of the month. It wasn't until one of our coworkers or something had tweeted, fans might want to know about this. She passed away.
Yeah, I think she passed away on December 1st, but we just learned about it this week.
She also wrote for Samurai Champloo and Space Dandy.
Yes.
And Wolf's Rain.
Yep.
And I mean, it's like, speaking of the Beatles, what's a more modern group
group that we think of as that's not like
that has multiple members and isn't just Brandon Urie or something like that. I'm sure the bassist in Panic at the Disco is fine,
right?
But who's like a modern Beatles? And it's like, I can't believe these guys are all together. That aren't the Wu-Tang Clan, of course.
That isn't NSYNC.
You know what? It's the Wu-Tang Clan. They're like the Wu-Tang Clan of anime.
Sure. Yes. Let's go with that.
Okay, so probably her smoking. It was esophageal cancer. I'm not going to condemn her for smoking.
I saw a
picture.
Life,
do whatever you want.
But
that being
smoking.
said,
yeah,
anime people, manga people, take care of yourself. We've lost a couple of you recently.
We have. I know. It's been a tough year for manga anime fans, I feel like.
Not done.
Yeah, it's not great. And then you were saying, probably on the heels of our, we said positive things about Cowboy Bebop.
Are you trying to do a news story?
No, I'm just.
R.I.P. Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop.
Well, I was gonna say that you were.
To be honest, I just feel bad for the kid that plays Ed.
I know, but
you got one scene which you'll have to put on your reel. You've never done anything before. And you look ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to say good things now.
No, I know.
You look like an asshole in a show that the viewing figures were high as far as we knew, right? Netflix is like 7 million people have watched this or whatever. Like, it was literally killed by ill will.
You think so?
And rightfully so.
Well.
The ill will formed a stake that pierced the heart of the beast. But you don't usually see things. Why is Star Trek Discovery still on? Apparently, everybody hates it.
Right.
Why? I mean, look, I didn't like Cowboy Bebop, but I would be fine to live in a world where it continues to exist and makes some people happy.
Yeah, I wasn't opposed to that idea.
Yeah, dead.
Yeah,
it is dead.
I know. No, but you were saying like, what if the creator?
I hope it's important what I was saying.
Didn't like if she had passed before it had come out.
Yeah, I'm sorry that she couldn't pass before. She would have lost a few days of her life, but she wouldn't have seen them butcher her amazing creation.
Yeah.
She'll be spared the live action Samurai Champloo, though. So,
yeah,
all right, and then one more RIP would be Anne Rice. Anne Rice has passed away.
Yes.
This is a big one.
It is a big one. Very influential.
It's weird because, I mean, people who obviously are huge fans of hers probably take this harder, but I've only read one of her books. I read Interview with the Vampire. It's not like I'm a huge fan of hers, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I followed her career with great interest. And then she pulled a Bob Dylan and got all Jesus-y for a while.
She did. But then she came back?
Came back from where? From heaven.
Well, I mean, she
was still Jesus-y when she passed away, but she was less. So,
well, what I meant
find her to be a fascinating figure.
Yeah,
somebody who, I don't want to accuse her of having a broken home if she didn't, but I feel like she didn't have a great life when she was young, and she sort of rode her way out of that, and always, represented New Orleans and her.
Yes.
And her hometown and everything, and brought a lot of the life of
New Orleans,
that place for like a pale white lady. You know what I mean? And she shared this city around, and I mean, hopefully they're going to do a second line or something for her, right? Somebody could do that.
I think so.
She'd want that, right?
She would love that. I think. No, what I meant by
that's a band that's going to play it.
I know what it is. It's something they do in New Orleans. I think she would love that. She would absolutely love that. No, but what I meant by like her coming back was like, because when she became kind of religious, didn't she step away from the whole vampire gothic thing?
She wrote a couple books like about biblical figures.
Right, but I thought
why is Jesus like creeping around?
I guess I thought that like she like distanced herself from her previous writing. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
That's why I called it a Bob Dylan. He did the same.
Okay, all right,
but
then
back playing Maggie's Farm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, artists go through periods like that for sure.
She's really like I mean, this is, we're through the 20th century, right? But she was really like one of the 20th century's great. Is it second generation? I don't know. Like she grew up reading and being influenced by Emily Bronte and Hemingway and Dickens and all like the great American authors of, I guess, the previous period. It's a couple generations,
Well, Dickens was British, right?
Well, yeah. But like she grew up reading all these things and King, and then like, it was like a second generation. Again, I don't know how many generations there are, but she could only have existed in the 20th century.
Yes,
her
correct.
books influenced so many other authors.
Oh my gosh,
in the
yes.
later 20th century.
We wouldn't have Twilight if we didn't have Interview with a Vampire. I don't know if that's a great news or not.
Cancel the band.
But there was a huge vampire boom, which we wouldn't have had without Interview with a Vampire. Let me put it that way instead.
We wouldn't have
Vampire Diaries.
We'd have Brad Pitt anyway.
Yep.
We might not have Antonio Banderas.
Will we have Kirsten Dunst?
No.
She was in that movie.
Well, she would have, something else would have been.
Yeah.
Her first movie. It wasn't her first movie, but her first starring role. Was it her first movie?
I don't actually know. You know what? That's on my list,
The more I learn, I'll never learn everything.
Oh, okay.
We'd never have Exit to Eden, and for that alone, I don't know.
Wow. Interview with a Vampire is on my movie list, too, because I have never seen it. So, I know, your face.
It's fine.
No.
Just better read the book.
Oh, okay. Book is better.
Have they remade that one yet? They did that one with Aaliyah, but that was like a sequel. That's the rock star when Lestat becomes a rock star. Hey, Vampire Rockstar.
Vampire Rockstar. I mean, I'm all there for that, but yeah.
And unfortunately, one more thing.
Yep.
The death of West Side Story at the box office.
Oh, come on. You're not sad about this.
I didn't say it was dearly departed.
Yeah, okay.
It only made $10 million. $10 million. This is the home stretch
not a lot.
of 2021.
Yeah.
A holiday film directed by Steven Spielberg that I don't watch TV, eyes roll, but I'm assuming is being relentlessly shoved in front of every face, in front of every screen, everywhere, ever.
Yeah.
Made $10 million.
That's not a lot of money.
That's
for
independent movie money.
But even independent movie money these days, that's not a lot. And I'm sure...
Actually, you know what? You're absolutely right.
And I'm sure it
cost $100 million.
Oh my God. What is he going to do?
Who?
Spielberg.
Continue to be Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, I guess.
Produce win a ton of Emmys with his Halo show?
I feel bad for the actress who's playing Maria. That's what I'm going to put out there.
She's probably booked a bunch of stuff already.
I hope so. I hope so.
This is a Taylor Kitsch situation. This is a Sam Worthington situation. She will get more tries. Now, Taylor Kitsch and Sam Worthington aren't around because they didn't deserve those tries. They got what was coming to them.
Well, do you think Anson
come on the show, guys?
Do you think he's done? She'll
have more chances because this is like her first movie.
I know.
So she'll have more chances, and then we'll see if she's any good or not. I don't know what's going to happen with him, and I am not going to see this movie. No. I probably wouldn't have seen it anyway because
the original is so
my favorite
great.
Movie.
It's
Why would I bother
amazing.
to see this?
Yeah.
Sorry, whatever your name is, Rachel, whatever your name is. But I'm definitely not going to see it because everybody involved in this conspired to hide this guy and protect his career.
Remind me, what did he do specifically again? It was an underage girl he was dating, or was he? I never remember. I'm sorry, there's too many. It doesn't necessarily matter. I don't want to drag it up.
Way too many. There's a great article on The Cut, believe it or not.
All right.
Called Revisiting the Sexual Misconduct Allegations Against Ansel Elgort. I won't read the entire thing.
That's fine. All we need to know is
last year a Twitter user came out and accused him of sexually assaulting her. Also dating her while she was 17 and he was 20. Mm-hmm. And there are details. I won't go into them, but their details are given to try to, fill out the account a little more. And after she came out, a group of other women came out and all accused him of chatting with them while they were, 15, underage.
Yeah, so grooming.
Yeah, grooming them.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He admitted to having a relationship with the 17-year-old, although nobody
apologize.
Ever looked into that, I guess.
Yeah.
Depending on what state, but most states.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But also denied that he had, forced or coerced her in any way, that it was consensual.
Okay, great. Anyways, all right, moving on.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, not great. Not a fan.
Yeah.
So,
and to Steven Spielberg, who I understand that you've wanted to make this movie for years. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I know
you platformed an abuser, serial abuser. I don't know what to tell you. I don't feel bad for you.
No, I don't either.
So great. Hey, we felt more emotion than the deaths for that.
Did we?
Let's try to turn it around a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
You want to turn it around?
Yes.
What if Paul Verhoeven and RoboCop writer Ed Neumeyer were reteaming for a film? What would you think?
I would think that's probably
You're
a
like,
good
if
thing.
it's not RoboCop 3, the real RoboCop 3, I don't care. No, it is called Young Sinner. Should I finish? Oh, I finished.
Whoa.
Our heroine, this is where we're going, is a young staffer who works in Washington, D.C. for a powerful senator. She's drawn into a web of intrigue and danger.
What?
And of course, there's also a little sex. Paul.
Oh my God.
I just got done doing an Ansel Elgort story.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Don't make me have to defend you, okay? It's cool that you're it's cool that you're the old horny guy, the old horny director. As long as it's all consensual and kept above board or belt.
Right.
If you go to your and I haven't seen Bernadetta yet. I have a screener for it. I can't bring myself to watch it. If you want to go to your grave, or at least the grave of your career as the horniest, making showgirls too or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a Roma in you? Do a Roma.
I don't
remember Roma.
Why is this a story that needs to be
Nobody
told?
talks about Roma no more.
Yeah, you're right.
What happened to Roma?
I don't know. Good question. Why is this a story that needs to be told?
I know. A sexy political thriller. Huh. Sexy political thriller. It's weird that nobody's put those words together before.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I've never heard of anything like this before. Come on, Paul.
Like, Black Book was lurid, but it was fascinating that it was essentially true. Like, it was based on a true story.
Yes.
It is, it's not Hollywood because it's a foreign film, but I mean, it's a grandized cinematic, a comic book version of what happened.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was based on a story and then also drew heavily from his history, getting his ass bombed in the Netherlands when he was in World War II as a kid, it was fascinating.
It was.
Do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
How about a sexy lady spy?
I guess.
Boobs.
Well, I don't know how successful
you always have
Black
to remind
Book
him
is. Yeah.
that a lady has boobs. And then if you forget, he's like, yeah, she's a political operative, but she gets in trouble. And he's like, can we give her boobs? Like,
Stop it.
Yes, we can, Paul. We can do that.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Just for you.
This is not exactly an RIP, but so here's RIP is the theme of this news segment.
Gosh, yeah.
It's bad news, though, all the same. George Perez, the comic book writer, has announced that he has inoperable pancreatic cancer.
That's really bad.
And he has less than a year to live.
Pancreatic cancer is one of the worst. Like, from what I understand.
He knows.
Yeah, right. But I mean, from what I understand, it's one of the fastest spreading. Like, it's just really bad.
It's a tough one to beat.
It is. My one of my mom's good friends.
The story's about George Perez.
I know. One of my mom's good friends got it and died within a year. So that's
personal connection. Good.
That's very common. I mean, how do you?
I mean, I'm sorry.
How do you feel about that?
I'm devastated. I never loved. George Perez was never one of my number one guys.
Wonder Woman. He did a lot of Wonder Woman.
Teen Titans. I said he was a writer before. He's a writer and an artist, and he's he's the John Byrne of DC. Although John Byrne is also the John Byrne of DC.
But he did a lot of runs of Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, and worked on Titans with Wolfman, right?
I don't know. That sounds right.
Created the new Teen. What you think of as the Titans?
Yeah,
he created that. Was one of the chief architects behind Crisis on Infinite Earths. Did Superman for a while. Also contributed to Infinity Gauntlet. So it's like, I'm going to ruin Marvel too. Just kidding. And, broke off on his own and was doing cross-gen. And then he came back to DC recently and was doing stuff. And also he's just always been, you see this guy, he does not have a smile on his face. No. He wears his trademark Hawaiian shirt, or he wears a print of Batman or comic book characters whenever they're doing, he's been creating for more than 40 years. And so people love his characters, and he's always posing with people. And whenever they do those huge team shots, like he'll come in and do stuff with them. And just like a great, I can think of so many people I would in a second, I would trade their lives for his.
Yeah, I understand.
As an ambassador of the medium.
How old is George?
70.
Okay. All right.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to.
Yeah. It's not a good run.
70 is pretty young.
It's way too young.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason he just wanted to be honest about it, and also wanted to let people know why he wasn't going to be that guy at cons anymore. He's gonna quit, and he's gonna step away and just spend time with his family.
Especially with like COVID, something like that could accelerate.
Well, I mean, we've all stepped away, I guess, for the last few years.
Yeah, but it could, if he got something like that, it could accelerate his illness. So yeah. Spend time with your family, George. That's really sad. That makes that, I am really sad about that. Gosh, do we have any good news? I feel like it's all bad news.
I've got some good news.
Okay.
The good news is that actor Michael Sheen is now a...
Are you freaking kidding me with this?
You want to do Mad Libs, or should I say it? He is now a not-for-profit actor.
I heard about this.
He has decided that he will be donating all of the future revenue from his acting jobs.
Yeah.
And he is now a spokesperson for Peloton. No, I don't know.
Whoa!
Apparently he's either... I haven't read all of his justifications for it. He does have a long one. He did an interview with somebody. I saw this on the AV Club. Mm-hmm. But he has said that, he recently has been contributing to homeless initiatives. There's something in Cardiff where it was like a organization that was helping homeless people. He even sold some of his homes. Yes. Some of his homes. Why is Michael Sheen so rich?
He's done a lot
of TV. Does he come from money?
I don't know the answer to that. I know
this isn't Masters of Sex money, is it?
I'm sure some of it was.
Well, he and his girlfriend, half his age, are now going to contribute all of their money to.
I know.
His father worked for British Steel. Well, there you go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is cool.
Yes.
This is
Remember
great.
Before we were talking, at least I was talking about how, like, do we let this guy, when everybody goes against the wall, does Michael Sheen go or not? Mm-hmm. His teenage bride saying, no, don't do it.
Oh, stop it.
And he can stay now.
Okay. He's redeemed himself.
Yes.
But do you think that this is my cynical mindset? This is cool. But you know what would be cooler? If he didn't announce he was doing it and he just did it anyways.
But, I mean, he can inspire. I see the
I guess I see.
It.
I see. All right. I guess I just have my cynical glasses on.
Plus he's got something, right? He's got an aviation gin, and he has to have something. This is only his acting stuff.
Oh, you think so?
I'm not saying that he's trying to be sneaky about it. I'm just saying
if
he's got multiple revenue streams, and he recognizes that one of those things has built-in PR, because when he is cast as the Vulture in Spider-Man or something like that, look into that, Marvel. Yeah. Oh, there was already a Vulture.
Yeah.
An older Vulture. He's not older than Michael Keaton. Then every time he does it, someone will have occasion to go, oh, he's helping the homeless.
No, you're right.
The thing is, forget that whole, like, oh, do your good deeds in silently. Okay. Like, let people know, because it's going to inspire other people to do it.
No, I see your point, and you make a good one. So.
And you look great.
He does look great.
Think of all the half his age tail he can pull down now.
Weird.
It's an irreverent show. That's the kind of joke I would have loved. Let's just do a blast of the rest of the rast of the news. Blast from the rast. Did you hear about the... did we talk about this? Yeah, this?
No.
Did we talk about the Batman the Animated Series audio drama? We did.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Excited.
Still, remind you that exists.
Yes.
Patty Jenkins not directing Gal Gadot's Cleopatra anymore.
Yeah, weird.
What's going on, Patty?
What happened?
Patty's had a couple things fall apart recently.
Yeah, she has. There was that Star Wars project that she was going to do that she pulled out of.
Yeah.
And this, I feel like there's maybe something else. So I wonder what is going on that she's like, no, I'm doing this. I'm committed to this. And then she is it family stuff? Like, is there something going on? Something in her life that is pulling her away,
maybe
or is it other projects?
About doing a Cleopatra story. I don't know. Like, she's still involved, so she'll be producing still.
Okay.
She's also producing still on Rogue Squadron, although I did read that she was not going to direct it. Right? You read that? I didn't dream that.
No. That happened.
Yeah, and then of course she's involved in Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah,
and as far as I know,
that's still moving forward.
Still gonna direct it,
which is interesting because it's so you like working with Gal Gadot, but we pulled out of Cleopatra for some reason. So was there something else going on there? I don't know. Also, just not. I don't know. Not terribly excited about Gal Gadot, Cleopatra. Just I don't know. Everybody's okay with how Gal Gadot speaks with a heavy accent. Everyone's fine with
the accent.
Well,
not her unfailing support.
Well,
of the
that
IDF.
too.
Yeah.
Her unfailing support of the ADF.
She can talk however she wants. As long
as
she says, I
herself.
unequivocally do not
Yes.
support the killing of Palestinian families.
Yeah. Well, okay.
She can do it in pig Latin
Fair.
for all I care.
Fair. I picked the wrong thing. I apologize.
You did. You know who picked the right thing?
Who?
Baby. Uh-huh.
What?
Kevin Feige, who has said that Charlie Cox will be Daredevil.
I am so
in
excited.
the MCU.
Yeah, I am super excited. This is fantastic news. I don't think we really got much more. Just
Well, there's more. There's more related to Hawkeye, which we have not continued to watch, and I won't spoil for you, but there is more.
Oh.
Plug your ears while I tell the audience.
No!
Okay, well then forget it. You're the one that didn't say anything else after I said that.
Go ahead and spoil it.
No.
He's going to be in Hawkeye or something.
I'm not going to do it. Nick Offerman is playing Bill in The Last of Us on HBO.
Okay.
The most expensive show somehow that they've ever made.
We've had a lot of big names.
Zombie hundreds, thousands, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I don't know much about The Last of Us, so cool.
Bring me all the bricks you have.
What happened to
Hold on. I want to be sure that you understood me. You may have thought that I said, bring me a lot of bricks. Bring me all the bricks you have.
What happened to all the bricks that were in there?
Did they get thrown? Yeah. I don't play that game. What else is going on? Tom Holland, did you hear what Tom Holland said about how he's like, if I'm playing Spider-Man in my 30s, I've done something wrong. And
no.
He's like, whoa, walk it back, because he's about to turn 30. Walk it back.
Take it back, Tom. You're a young idiot.
And I'm sure he was asked about it on Hot Ones. Hot Ones has had some big guests lately.
Yeah, some hot guests on Hot Ones.
Tom, if you can't, I didn't read his walk back because I don't care. But 30, first of all, you're never going to look 30. He's probably 4 years away from 30 still. He's never going to look 30.
He's got a baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, why not play, Tobey Maguire was playing a 30-year-old, 16-year-old high school student when he was Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You can go from, high school to college to adult working Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Get married to MJ, we can do the whole thing.
Yeah, Spider-Man
had
lived a whole life.
Yeah.
He started as a teen, but he wasn't a teen his whole life. I'm
not ruling out a Fred Astaire cinematic universe. I'm just saying you're going to get to Holiday Inn at some point.
Oh boy. Okay.
Are my jokes too inside?
Maybe. I like Holiday Inn.
Yeah?
I know.
What's your favorite scene in Holiday Inn?
I just like Bing Crosby in it. I know. I love
Yeah, he's he can shuck and jive with the best of them.
Oh, hey. There are parts of that movie that are not great, have not aged well. I definitely recognize that, but I grew up watching it.
What kind of euphemism is that for blackface?
It's not a euphemism.
Right, but like...
Okay, there's blackface in the movie, and I do not
and you're saying...
support
I want to
that.
be sure. You're saying that didn't age well.
I mean, there's literally nothing I can say. Yeah, correct.
They're honoring Abraham Lincoln.
It's
What's
awful.
the problem?
It's awful. Just, like, I wish that scene wasn't in the movie. The end.
But now we can have Tom Mankiewicz come on and explain why it's bad before we air it.
Sure.
That's what we do now, right?
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's what we do.
They're working on a British version of Saturday Night Live.
What?
Yeah, so...
Are you effing kidding me?
So Sky TV is a...
Since it started in the freaking 70s, now they're doing it.
Is a UK network channel, right? And so they're owned by Comcast, and so they're going to try to spread Saturday Night Live. This is payback for 1812, for the Stamp Act. We're going to inflict Saturday Night Live, one of the most
now you're
culturally specific comedy shows I can think of.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, let's say half of the sketches on SCTV are like, this would be hilarious if I knew who the Prime Minister was of Canada, right?
Uh-huh.
Saturday Night Live, it's just going to be a comedy. I assume that you're going to do things about your Prime Minister, right?
Yes.
But like, how is it Saturday Night Live?
It's
a show
not.
Filmed live for
in
over
New York
40
City.
years in New York.
Yeah. Not in York.
That's not
New York.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like making, Constantine live in LA.
Didn't they do that?
I heard that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Keanu.
It's cool. It's cool, man. It's fine. It's fine. You don't like it. He would never do anything. I think people take advantage of Keanu because he would never do anything.
Stupid idea. I think Keanu...
I heard you gave all the crew members a car. Boy, that jalopy. Let me take you out to lunch sometime if it's running.
Oh my God.
It's like, okay, fine. You can have a car.
Oh my God. I think Keanu's pretty smart. I don't think people take advantage of him.
I'm just kidding.
He just seems like he's not that
face.
smart. Okay. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Watch out for that.
Especially if you mess with his dog. He does not like that.
Did you? Yeah, okay. He's a dog owner, right? He's got to be.
He's got to be.
He's a dog guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cancellation of Cowboy Bebop. I always do this.
Oh.
We're going to read the Japanese internet reactions to it.
Oh, to Cowboy Bebop. Okay. I am listening.
I was going to do a bit where I did some of them were Western and some of them were Japanese and see if you could tell the difference.
Oh.
But the bit would fall apart instantly because three into this, you're going to go, are these Japanese? Expected. Live action adaptations aren't necessary.
Uh-huh.
It's because there was an old dude cosplaying. There was nothing appealing. They're pretty much just
yeah,
like the Western
pretty
ones,
much
right? Yeah.
What I would
don't know
expect.
what wisdom from the East we thought there was going to be.
I don't know.
But it's just a bunch of people looking at something they
It
love.
looks like cosplay.
Perverted into something they hate and
Yeah.
going, no.
I don't like this.
Yeah. This is how the live action One Piece is going to turn out.
Yeah. I mean, this is how any live action.
Remake it with Keanu, referring probably to the original plan to have a Keanu Reeves starring movie of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate that.
I like the one that they saved for last. This is from Kotaku. Maybe if they made it in Japan, it would be better. Right? Amidala face?
Yeah.
But it's going to be better, right? It's going to be better, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Shall we talk very, very, very quickly, with not probably giving it enough attention as we should, but about the Game Awards and some of the announcements from the Game Awards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm
the
going to
Game
remember
Awards,
all this. But...
the new Comic-Con, basically, because all the major studios don't go to Comic-Con anymore.
At least the last
cons
couple
as
years.
a whole have been hurt bad. Yeah, but they had quit that before.
Yeah.
COVID even came around. Does E3 exist anymore?
I don't know the answer to that.
It's on and off. I don't know. It's kind of been abandoned as the big place. Now it seems like the Game Awards is where the big announcements come out.
Yeah, it does seem that
like
way.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, right.
You're breathtaking.
Oh my God.
There's been some big announcements.
Yeah.
Some are exciting, some are confusing. Here's some of the announcements. There is a new Star Wars game made by Quantic Dream. That is David Cage's company with 6 billion emotions.
And lots of naked shower scenes.
6 billion shower scenes.
Yeah. Not great. Don't really care that that's him. Anything you were telling me something else, right?
I tell you things all the time. You look great. I'll tell you that.
Maybe I was just thinking because the name of the company is something like Dream. It's like Quantic Dream. Quantic Dream. What does that even mean?
Nothing. It means something.
But like we thought the trailer before we knew that looked fairly decent. There's drummers in it that looked real.
Yeah. And of course, another story that we'll just say right now is that, they released the Matrix Unreal demo.
The
tech demo for
Unreal Engine.
Unreal 5.
Yeah.
And a lot of that looks pretty good, but some of the things in that Quantic Dream video looked really real. It took me the entire trailer to figure out, A, that it was Quantic Dream, and B, that that those drummers weren't real.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
I think that's a good sign.
Those are cutscenes, though.
Yeah.
Not gameplay.
Right. A lot of cutscenes in all of this.
No one knows where they're at, because this is a reveal.
Yeah.
I think people knew like a week before, but so we don't know if this is going to be Quantic Dream's blend of quick time events,
Jason
and shower scenes and their usual bullshit. They have said that there will be action elements. They might call the quick time events action. They might call yelling for Jason action elements. I don't know. But
if there are not action elements in a Star Wars game, fans are gonna they're gonna riot.
Yeah.
They're going to be very pissed.
Well, Star Trek fans are going to riot when Telltale creates Star Trek Revengeance or whatever it's called. I think it's called Resurgence. A game set in the 24th century by ex-Telltale devs, because of course Telltale is no more. But this is basically Telltale.
Tell us your reaction, being a Star Trek gamer fan.
I would communicator noise. Bleep, bleep.
Okay.
Batman or Star Trek? Who's had the worst games?
Well, Batman, I think, has had some
Batman's
pretty
had 4
good
Rocksteady games under his belt, his utility belt.
I don't know. He has had some bad games.
He's had a lot of bad games.
But how many good Star Trek games have
That's a good
been?
question, and we actually did an episode about that on Enterprising Individuals. I say last year, it was this year. Depends on what you're looking for. But modern games, very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah. Do you think that Telltale can pull this off?
I think that, look, it's Star Trek. It's about stories. If you like a choose your own adventure game, which is what Telltale makes, I do not play them because I am not here for that. I would just read a book. Yeah. It's player interactivity, and I want it. That being said, if you like Star Trek and you don't mind a Telltale game like a Walking Dead or a Batman or whatever, go for it. Right? It could be great. But it's not. I did not
up your alley.
Did not want to see that Quantic Dream, and this one.
Not
did
excited.
not want to see either of these.
Yeah,
I liked the Jedi Fallen Order. I liked it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
it was
Give me another one of those.
Fun to watch. Yeah.
Sonic Frontiers, the first open world Sonic game.
Why?
Breath of the Sonic.
Yeah. Why is the first word that came to my mind? Because Sonic is all about getting those rings.
Sonic is a racing game.
Yeah.
At least it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. So the
well, you might have said
racing games are
Mario's
on rails.
A guy that jumps over barrels and he tries to save a lady from a gorilla. But then you played Mario 64 and you're like, it's a whole new world.
The thing with Mario, and I don't know, maybe this Sonic game will change my mind in the same way. The thing with Mario is that like they've taken that and they've put it into all different types of games. I mean, you can play freaking Mario Party, which is like can be fun and frustrating at the same time.
That goes on the box.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be great, and maybe will be Sonic Breath of the Wild, and you'll just do amazing, awesome things. I mean,
right? But we have Breath of the Wild.
But everybody, isn't it the same thing though? Like it with movies and video games. Once something really cool and groundbreaking comes out, everybody wants to copy that.
A plumber jumps on animals to kill them and eats mushrooms.
Yeah,
you can do that in 2D or 3D.
Yeah.
Sonic is an amazing platformer where you can go fast in 2D. Never survived the transition to 3D, and there are more 3D games than there are 2D games of Sonic games, and just they're all unsatisfying because it doesn't do that. But what if you slow him way down and let him also roam over mountains and stuff? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll be checking the reviews before I buy that one.
We did see a trailer for Sonic 2, speaking of Sonic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yes. Yep. It doesn't look from the trailer like James Marsden's going to be in it much. No. Which is kind of disappointing because I do love James Marsden.
They're underestimating how he made that succeed, how he contributed to the first
I think they are too, because he's so charming, and you have Sonic doing all these crazy,
guy can talk
witty
to CGI
things.
Characters.
Yeah, you make fun, but he can.
Makes you believe it.
Yeah. And they did get Jim Carrey back, so that's great.
Sonic doesn't have any other villains, does he?
I don't know.
Shadow? Well, Knuckles, I guess.
We meet Knuckles in this trailer, which I think some people are excited about.
People are already doing the, Knuckles thirst memes.
Uh-huh. Well, like...
The internet was a mistake.
I have seen people be like, wow, am I excited for a Sonic movie? The first one was more fun than I thought it was going to be. I have to give credit where credit is due. And this looks like it's more of the same, in my opinion. I don't know. Less James Marsden, though, might not be as good. So
I agree with you completely.
All right.
Wonder Woman's got her own game.
Yes.
From Monolith Productions.
Yeah.
The creators of the Shadow of Mordor thing.
Yes.
Games. Series.
Yes. And we barely saw anything.
So
I mean, cool look.
I feel like I've been talking about this nonstop over the weekend, but
we did mention it on one of our Patreon shows. Yeah.
They're famous. They have patented their Nemesis system. So
what is that?
You could literally have her fight Nemesis, the goddess Nemesis, the goddess of strife from Greek mythology.
Oh, there you go.
And create, I don't know, maybe you could. Oh, the Nemesis system is it's a video game thing. It basically, I get worse at describing this the more I have to do it.
I don't know why that is.
It basically creates, there's a story to the game, but your interaction with characters can create its own sort of emergent story.
Right.
Based on how you interact and fight guys.
Yeah.
So in Mordor, it's certain orcs are like tough orcs, and as you fight them and kill them, they come back and remember you and track you down and create mayhem that way.
And they're stronger or different somehow, largely on how you defeated them. Yeah.
So, do that with their villains, like Cheetah and...
I think that's a perfect thing to do that with.
Not enough villains, though. What about, this is my idea, what about you get all the classic Greek demigod heroes? Mm-hmm. So she's pissed off Jason or Hercules or Perseus.
Sure.
Right? And so they're all coming for the number one spot, the trophy that will make them the best. And Wonder Woman's got to hold on to it.
Right. No,
so Wonder Woman's ready to take down the cheetah, and then suddenly, oh, Oppa, guess what? Your boy Jason's back.
Face.
Yeah. Yeah. While we're on the DC tip, we saw the gameplay for Kill the Justice League, the Suicide Squad game. Looks pretty good.
It looks great.
And as I was watching it, I'm like, why isn't this a Justice League game?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
It isn't like, we're limited to, you have to hang from gargoyles and stuff. No, there's flying and people running around. It's an open world game.
Yeah.
With 4 different play styles.
Yep.
So why couldn't I just be the Flash running around really fast or shooting, making things with a ring or something?
Batman and being a detective and sneaking around.
But there are 4 games like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer, but looks good. Space Marine 2 in a move that I don't know if anyone expected. The only good 40K game, don't at me, a sequel was announced. The last one came out 10 years ago, on the PS3.
Is it really that long ago?
Yes.
Did you play it right away?
Yes.
Okay, because I remember you playing that game and really liking it. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe it's been 10 years. Wow.
Do we want to talk about the Halo show?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It looks good. And then we see that it's on Paramount Plus, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh boy. You know what else looks good? And Discovery. Discovery looks good.
Okay. All right.
But so I don't know. It looks like it's like the things and the ideas that you think of, and you're like, oh, I know what this is, and it looks expensive too.
Yeah, I guess
it does. It doesn't look cheap. So they really wanted to make this look impressive, and from the trailer, it does. Whether they're going to actually pull it off or not, I don't know.
I am willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Halo fan, but I do think that there's a lot of lore there. It's also...
With the books? Yeah.
I've been looking for something to, fill the Mass Effect-shaped hole in my heart for a long time. And it's very adjacent to that universe, so...
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Anything else? New Silent Hill game? It's not really Silent Hill, but the creator of Silent Hill is working on his own new game called Slitherhead.
Slitherhead.
Got a feeling this might change before it comes out.
Yeah, maybe.
Kiichiro Toyama. And of course it's SH, like Silent Hill. So it's supposed to be a spiritual successor to Silent Hill.
Is that the one where like the guy is walking down the street and he sees like the hot looking chick and then her mouth goes all weird?
It's a hot looking chick. Blah, my mouth's weird.
Yeah. That was
I can look past it.
That was really creepy. But looked very Japanese horror inspired. Yeah. So horror inspired.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. Okay. All right.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so.
And we didn't even mention Aloy's fat face.
Now you did.
It's irreverent. That's how we end. We got to end with a bit.
All right.
I hate to look behind the curtain too much. Paul, George, and John would often do bits.
And Ringo.
Oh, Ringo.
Right.
You like spaceships?
Yeah.
You like tense action?
I do.
You like critiques of capitalism?
Yes.
Well, you're in for a treat. Because The Expanse is back.
Yes.
It's back on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And we've got a discussion of one episode of it. The first episode of the 6th season.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's possible to spoil anything because we learned so little, but we probably will be spoiling at least this episode.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet and you're planning on it and you don't want spoilers, now is the time to tune out.
Yeah.
And come back after you've seen it.
Yeah, come back after you've seen it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about it. So here's the thing. I don't read the books, although I'm going to start.
I would like to read the books as well. I think I would really
now
enjoy
that
them.
There's no chance of me, ruining anything really. I mean, because the show might come back. It'll be off for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far we've gotten in the books. My impression is we're like halfway through the books in the show.
Ah, okay.
There's another half of the story to tell. And it feels like they're doing their best to try to bring the conflict that they've established, which may or may not be the main conflict in the books at this point, to bring this to a close. That is namely the ongoing hostilities between Earth, Mars, and the Belt.
Which honestly has been here from the beginning of the show,
yes,
but has grown and changed in different ways. But yeah.
What I find to be interesting is that the Belt characters, the Belter characters, it's hard to like them.
I think they did that on purpose. But yeah.
And I mean, there are individual Belter characters that I like.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know what the effect of it is, and I don't know if it's done well or not. But you just don't like the Belters as much as you like Holden or Miller, or Naomi or any of the characters. I know Naomi's a Belter.
Right.
And so is Miller technically.
Yeah.
But they're essentially in the right? Like if this was the real world, if I lived in their world, I would be on the side of the exploited underclass.
Yes.
The Belters.
Yes.
But yet they make them so violent and so chaotic. And I know that there's a metaphor there.
They're Antifa. That's what they are. They're Antifa.
Well, they're Antifa. They're black people. They're Sunni minorities. They're every single persecuted person.
Yeah.
There are literally more of them. Well, I don't know what the population of the Expanse solar system is, but it's orders of magnitude higher than 8 billion, right? Mm-hmm. They are the largest oppressed group in humanity's history.
Yeah.
So I should be on their side.
Yes.
But it's tough. It's tough to be on their side. And I don't know if that's...
I agree with that.
If that's, an indictment of me and other well-meaning liberals who should be on the side of people that don't look like us and have too many tattoos and talk about the agua.
Yeah, right.
If I should be rooting for them the whole time. Now, it doesn't help that they are led by like a series of complete and utter like charlatans and monsters.
I know.
But then again, that's not their fault.
No.
Those are the people who are, using their charisma to exploit them in a cause that maybe they could have. What if the OPA was like Sinn Féin, right? The Irish Liberation Party, and became more political, came to the table and said, the bombings were bad, but we represent this group and we want, unity, and eventually we can have, unite the country and to get all that done. Like, what if that had been more boring show?
Yeah.
But instead, these charismatic leaders who are just bad guys and a little, I think maybe too matinee villain. How can Marco be so bad? What if we thought he was, I don't know how you do. I don't know how you drop 200 rocks on Earth and kill millions of people and you're still good. But wouldn't it be more compelling if he was? He's coded as a bad guy.
He is.
He's Arabic. He's a brown skinned man.
True.
He's mean to his son and to
he's awful to his son.
His son's mother.
Yes.
There's nothing that we should really like about this guy.
No.
And yet, I think wouldn't it be more compelling if we were kind of like also on his side a little bit?
Or if
because I believe in his cause.
Yeah.
But I hate what he's doing.
Oh, me too.
And it isn't and nothing should be as clean as Magneto as Professor and Professor X are Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Like, that's a little too pat.
I agree with that.
But I'm not rooting for them at all.
No.
and if they lose, you think that Holden and Christian Avasarala is going to be able to talk Earth and Mars into not persecuting the Belters for the next 500 years?
No.
There's no good outcome for this.
No, you're right.
When the Belters lose.
Really bad.
If they lose, and I'm assuming they will, because they're the bad guys in this show.
They are.
It's tough. But it isn't
really
tough like a political situation is tangled and tough. I think they've written themselves into an interesting corner.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like when the show first started, the Belters were the underclass, but I felt like Mars was...
And they pinned Jay Hernandez to the wall with a spike.
I know.
They're bad.
They are bad. But I feel like Mars was kind of seen as like the bad guys. And then we kind of humanize a lot of Martians, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, and we're like, oh, well, maybe they aren't the bad guys, but we have to have somebody who's the bad guy. But I agree with what you're saying. Like, even if Marco does all these awful things, if he was able to inspire the viewers as he inspires the Belters in front of him and like get us to be like, oh, that's a good point. Or we could see more of like why he's doing this or why he's acting this way. And it's not that he's just a prick who is like full of himself and it sees himself as like this Messiah like figure for his people.
Yeah.
If we could humanize him a little bit more, like you were saying, he'd be a more compelling character.
I guess. I'm not sure that he was introduced to be particularly compelling. I think he is just a marquee villain, but because he represents a people who have a valid complaint.
Yeah.
Once they've killed Fred Johnson, they've eliminated all the Dawes apparently is gone now.
Apparently,
they've eliminated all the, and it makes sense for him as a fascist to eliminate all his competition. But if there was, a positive leader for Belter characters, somebody, we
have Drummer, but she has so few people following her. But I would say
maybe that she is being positioned to be that. Maybe that'll change.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, what if there was like a faction of Belters who are still fighting for themselves, but they had a positive leader?
The Sinn Féin faction of the Belters.
Right.
They're like, look, they're dropping these rocks.
Yeah, if that's not us.
We want them to stop too.
Yeah, we would like to come to the table, and we would like you to listen to us, be open to... No, we're not.
Yeah, it just looks like... I don't know how many years the Expanse books span, but it just looks like a bad future for the Belters, because I
have no idea how they're going to wrap this up in 5 more
episodes. They're doing well now,
episodes.
but they just, having a planet's pretty good, even if people are dropping rocks on it, right? Like, it's having resources, and I don't know, maybe they can prove out the idea that you don't need a planet and you can just live on the asteroids, but they also, I think it's telling that they drink, Earth whiskey, and they like all these things that come from... alligator
skin.
Right.
Vests.
Yeah.
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 But like...
They seem... Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't want to insult them, but they seem corrupt in their ideals. Whereas Holden just wants everybody to be nice to each other.
I know.
His ship's the Rocinante.
I know.
They a lot of restraint not naming him Donald.
Donald?
Quixotis or something like that.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of...
Or James Colden, and his initials are JC.
Right. Exactly.
So this picks up 6 months after the end of the 5th season.
Yes.
It picks up literally on the planet of Laconia, which we saw at the end of the 5th season.
Right.
We know that the renegade faction of the Martian Navy, I don't even know. I know there was only 6 episodes, but they need to draw the lines for me, because I still don't know who's who. Because remember, way back in the 2nd season, right? I think there's the whole cabal of people that Jules Pierre Mao was running, and they're doing secret things, but it's also for the betterment of mankind.
Yes.
Because they found the proto-molecule and realized that the proto-molecule was essentially a weapon sent to take over our system. And so they're bad guys, but they're but we're doing this for humanity. And they killed most of all those people.
They did.
But whoever's left, I guess, is now working with the renegade faction of the Martian Navy. And so we meet a girl, a little kid.
I know.
And she's playing with aliens on the planet.
I mean, apparently she's in the books, but I don't know who she is.
We'll come back to her someday, but it won't be today.
Yeah, I know.
In the meantime, back in the solar system, you know how every Expanse season seems to start with, this is pretty good coffee. Oh boy, I'm starting to get bored. Oh, something's wrong, and Holden and team have to go into action.
Yeah.
We start with them already in action.
Which is probably
This is where we would have been halfway through a theoretical full-length 6th season.
Right.
Where they've been out for 6 months. They're all tired. They're all mad at each other. And all they're doing is just fighting little pockets of Belters wherever they find them.
Yeah.
And it's been rough. And they're not even officially working. They're not part of the Earth Navy or the Martian Navy. They're kind of just doing this on their own as bounty hunters, I guess. Probably because Holden wants to do something.
Yeah.
And Amos and Naomi have to follow him.
She kind of encouraged them, more or less, to do that.
Right.
I think. But yeah, he hasn't signed a contract.
They've been instrumental, but in solving all the crises of the previous season, but nobody respects them still, because she's almost in season 4, she expected them to fail at their mission. She sent them out to deal with the Illis situation, and she's like, they're going to fail, but when they do, that'll cause a huge problem, and then we can get more UN people involved in this.
Yeah, I know.
And they ended up succeeding, and she's like, God damn it, what are you guys doing out there? Stop it, come home.
Stop succeeding.
So our guys are out there, and they've gotta get this done, and there's no end in sight. And Amos is mad because Holden doesn't trust what's her name's Clarissa.
Yeah.
She hasn't explained it all yet. And
Well,
and
Naomi
of
really
course,
doesn't trust her.
Yeah, and Naomi's worried, of course, about her son.
Yes.
Who is not doing well, as we see. Not doing well. Real dickhead.
Yeah, real emotionally unstable and not dealing with that at all. His mental health, like at all, feels really bad about his involvement. Obviously, doesn't say this, but feels really bad about his involvement in all the deaths on Earth and everything, but can't express that to anybody around him because his dad is frickin' Marco. And nobody would understand. And the only person who would understand is his mom, who he thought like killed herself in front of him. So he's also kind of dealing with that, but then realized that no, she needed to get away.
She abandoned him.
She abandoned him.
Right.
A second time.
Yeah. I mean, it's way more complicated than that. But
yeah, it is because she needed to save herself. It seems so selfish, but she needed to save herself. She was gonna die there. Like emotionally, if nothing else, and mentally. So it's not a great situation, but he just was like, she tried to save him from within, but like he was just so infested with his dad's ideas and stuff like that. I don't know.
And meanwhile, Drummer is still sort of trying to pull off, I think she is also doing that same thing. She is trying to
as the Rocinante.
To help the war in her own way.
Yes.
But isn't like aligned with anybody.
No.
She is watching her family fall apart one by one,
which is really kind of heartbreaking.
And and it's just a metaphor for like, she used to be a person of power in the OPA, and over Belters, and so she's watching this all fall apart in front of her, and trying to come to terms with that. Meanwhile, Burnham is a natural at diplomacy.
You criticizing my critique?
I'm criticizing
of
Discovery.
Oh,
It's a bad comparison. It's a negative comparison to the complexity.
It is
of the Expanse.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of storytelling that Star Trek I feel like could be doing in a lot of ways.
Yeah. No reason they couldn't.
No, I think they shy away from a lot of the really political
Look, the
stuff.
Expanse is wrapping up.
Yeah.
Start, get the money out. Start waving it in front of Expanse writers.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Yeah, right.
What didn't you get to do on the Expanse? We'll do it over here.
Right, exactly. Start a new series.
Discovery.
I don't know. Yeah.
Fix the series that are on.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Right.
Don't abandon them.
All right.
I don't know what else to talk about. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, nothing, I don't want to say nothing happens. We established the new status
quo. There's so much that happens, I feel like.
Right, but there aren't any, like, huge developments. We see...
Well, Philip.
Okay, you were really freaked out when Philip killed a guy who we had never met before.
I was!
But yes, Philip murdered his friend because he was mad.
It started out like he was drunk. He was hitting on the bartender lady who had already like brushed him off and then started, his friend was like, okay, come on, let's go. And then like it was like a fight, like a fisticuffs. And then all of a sudden a gun was out and he shot him.
He brought a gun to a fist fight.
Not to bring like but that escalated quickly, like not to bring a comedic beat to that, but
he did. He threw a trident at him. And...
Yeah. Like, I mean, that just like, it went so freaking fast. That's what startled me about it.
Yeah.
Not that I feel like I knew he wasn't headed anywhere great. They were telegraphing the entire time. He's not dealing with things. This is what happens when you don't deal with things. But that's an extreme. And there's going to definitely be some fallout from that.
You don't deal with things, you end up shooting your friend in a space station bar.
Yeah, right.
I've got that on a pillow somewhere.
With his alligator vest.
And of course, we have to talk about Christian, who is trying to take care of Earth and run the UN while... basically meteors keep hitting Earth.
Yes.
Sent by how many of these freaking things do they have? Actually, we see that they've the surprise attack is over. There's no more stealth meteors. They're just trying to shoot Earth with as many meteors as they can,
as frequently as they can.
The
so
Rocinante
they're busy
runs
doing
across
with that.
A rock that they think is just They find an OPA ship by a rock, and they explore the rock and realize that it has a fusion drive on it, an Epstein drive.
Yeah.
And so it is basically another meteor to shoot Earth.
Yes.
And so what they're going to try to do is there's a lot of these all over the belt, they find out, the asteroid belt. But there's got to be a ship that's, orbiting around or flying around,
sending them signals. Yeah.
And of course, if it takes the Earth, I don't know how fast you're going to go. If it takes the Earth a year to go around the sun. It takes Mars, I used to know how long to go around the sun. How long would it take it to orbit the asteroid belt? This show's been really good with dates and times usually, but at some point it's like...
There are some
So then the Rocinante started their 2-year journey to find this ship that's activating the things.
Right.
We got to kind of, speed everything up.
There's a little bit of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
But what we get is that it's bad. Like, they're stopping a lot of there aren't like huge extinction level event meteors anymore, but there's still a lot of like... fragments. It's introducing like a meteoric elements. It's changing the climate, and so
nuclear winters.
Yes, Earth is going bad real fast.
It's not great.
And so Christian tells Bobby, who is working as her liaison or her aide, and hates her job. Tell you what, I got a secret mission for you. I know you hate this. Go get your Iron Man suit. We've got some work for you to do.
Which I'm happy about because I love Bobby, and I love Bobby kicking ass. That's the best kind of Bobby.
I want to see Bobby just lay that reporter out. Mass Effect style.
Oh, you don't like the reporter?
But what about the
lady?
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Hits
all
the
right.
ground.
I mean,
and you can quote me on that.
Well, she is just kind of annoying, right?
Yeah, that character has stuck around a lot longer than I expected.
Time.
She made the jump to Amazon.
I know, she did.
So, any other thoughts? And then I've got a surprise for you.
I wish it was longer. I want more. I forgot it was only 6 episodes, and I think you reminded me after we watched the first one, and I was like, no! Yep. That means there's only 5 left, because like it starts, and you watch it, and you're like, okay, you're just psyching yourself up, and you're like, all right, they're setting us up to take everything down, essentially. Whoa, right?
That's what you do.
And you're like, okay, this is the final season. This is what we're going to do. But I don't know, man. There's something about it not even being 8 episodes. I don't know why that makes such a big difference to me in my mind. That there's freaking 2 more episodes would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But alas, it is only 6.
That is true. Yeah. I, as always, recommend this show. I'm still surprised when I find out that my sci-fi friends are not watching this show.
What are you doing? Watch The Expanse.
Yes, it is. Even if you're not, I guess if you hate space stuff and you hate military fiction, you're not going to like this, and I respect that.
But if you're a Star Trek fan...
If you're a Star Trek fan,
The Expanse.
This is right up your alley. It's dealing with the exact same stuff. It's dealing with stuff, and Star Trek isn't dealing with this stuff currently.
Yeah, right. I think it's
Star Trek is
edgier.
Is running from gooey monsters, and this is like
hard
actually tackling.
Sci-fi.
This is hard questions. Sci-fi.
Yes.
I screwed that up right in the middle of it. So what I thought we'd do is I sent you that video.
Yes, which I watched
to get the background, because boy, if you showed me a picture of somebody, I would probably have a nickname for them on The Expanse instead of knowing their name, because it's tough. Just the names are tough.
It's
and then there's
tough.
all the ships and the bodies and all the things, and it's a whole wealth of knowledge. So I thought we'd take an Expanse quiz.
Oh no!
And see
I'm scared.
Who can win. There's 20 questions.
Uh-oh.
We'll alternate. We each get 10 questions. Now I'll tell you, I kind of previewed this quiz, not enough to know what the, answers of the questions are, but to know this is stuff that you could get. This isn't like book stuff. And it only covers the first 3 seasons.
Oh God.
Now, those are the seasons that aired 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So unless there are things that have
it.
been important throughout the entire series to this point, we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But it's 20 questions, and you get to go first. Are you ready?
No, but here, let's go.
Oh, that's Halo. That's Halo. Sorry. The theme song sounds like Halo. First question, where did Miller find Julie Mao's corpse? And I will tell you right now.
Yeah.
It was in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Where was the hotel located?
Yeah, I know. It's a.
Here are your choices.
I get it's multiple choice.
Oh yeah, this is
okay.
It's an internet quiz.
Okay.
Was it Ceres, Eros, Ganymede, or Canterbury?
It's not the last one.
It's not the last one.
It's not the last one. Well, it was. Stop. Ceres, Eros, and Ganymede, right?
Yes. Dead air.
I like all of them have been mentioned at various points during. Oh my god. Holy cow! What is wrong with me? Oh, I kind of want to say Ganymede, but I think I want to say Ceres.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna say Ceres. I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't tell you the answers yet.
Oh.
All right, this is good. Wait, this is good. Now people have to listen to the end. They have to listen to the end.
This is bad. I don't remember.
Here's my question. What was the name of the ship Holden was serving on at the start of the show?
Oh.
Was it the Constellation, the Canterbury, the Rocinante, or the Exodus? And the answer is the Canterbury.
Yeah, I was going to say it's B.
Here's your next question. Oh my God. What was...
This is bad! You're laughing!
What was the task of Commander Kunis? That's a picture of him right there.
I don't remember this character.
A, collaborated with Sadavir Ehrenreich against Christian Navarrete. B, he commanded the Earth fleet to explore the ring. C, he took part in the Earth-Martian War. Or D, he was to investigate the Eros incident.
Crap, it was Eros, wasn't it? I'm gonna go with 3. I don't know.
He took part in the Earth-Martian War?
Yeah, I'll just say that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I don't freaking know.
Oh, man, I apologize. I apologize. Every other question's real easy. Who is botanist of a soy farm on Ganymede Station? The answer is Prax or Praxidique. That was the Asian guy from the 3rd season.
Yeah.
What was the name of Julie's racing ship?
Okay.
The Donager, the Razorback, the Havelock, or the Anubis?
Donager and the Razorback I feel like have been mentioned. I'm going to say Razorback, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's just keep going.
My question. Where did Miller get his hat? Took it as a bribe from Sematimba, from a crime scene, or he bought it?
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Took it as a bribe and from a crime scene are similar circumstances. You know what I mean? Yeah. I gotta be honest, I don't remember who Sembatina is.
I don't either.
And he bought it. It's not that.
It's not that.
I don't think it's a bribe.
Oh.
He took it for a crime scene is weird. Like, I'll take this dead guy's hat.
Yeah, I think that's a weird one.
That's what I'm taking.
Oh, okay.
Here's your next question.
Oh, okay, Anna.
What was Anna Volovodov's profession before she became a religious leader? Was she A, a teacher, B, a nurse, C, a therapist, or D, a doctor?
I feel like it's a teacher or a nurse, and now I can't remember, and that character is no longer on the show. She just disappeared.
What's your answer?
I'm gonna go with nurse. I don't know.
Wrong. She worked for the Dharma Initiative. What is the name of Naomi's son? Look, I forfeit. I forfeit. So you will win no matter what.
No, just keep going.
Is it?
We're not going to know who won or not because it's not going to... Well, actually, we will because... Okay.
Yeah. Well, if there's individual answers. You know, it's Philip.
Okay.
Is
all
it
right.
Philip, Elliot, Alex?
No.
Or Tom? And it's Philip.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was Drummer's job before she became a captain on the Behemoth? Was she A, captain on the Toth, B, XO on the Canterbury,
No.
C, head of the Belter security on Eros, or D, XO on the Guy Molinari?
I feel like she was an XO, so I'm gonna say D. XO on the Guy Molinari. I don't know if that's right.
My question, what is Io? What? A maiden loved by Zeus. B, one of the Galilean moons. C, a moon around Jupiter. Or D, the answer is all of the above. Here's your next question. How did Avasarala's son die? He was in Navy. He was in Army. Yeah. He was in Navy, KIA. He was in Marines, KIA. He died in a terrorist attack. Or D, he's still alive.
Wow, it's talked about so often. It really sticks with me. I really don't remember. I want to say he died in a terrorist attack.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. I don't know if that's right.
Here's my question. What was the name of Manio Jung Espinosa's girlfriend? Was it Amber, Jasmine, Evita, or Yolanta? Yolanta's fun. I'm going to take that one. I have no idea what the answer is. No. Here's a question. How many traversable wormholes does the Ring Network have? Is it 123? Is it 759? Is it 1,373? Or is it 1,743?
For some reason, 759 seems to stick out to me, so I'm going to pick that one. I really don't know.
Okay.
I am terrible at this, by the way.
Here's my question. Colvord was A, a scientist on the Behemoth ship, B, a scientist on the Thomas Prince, C, a scientist on the Nauvoo, or D, a scientist on the Agatha King. So the Nauvoo and the Behemoth ship, aren't they the same thing?
I don't know. Remember.
So it's either B or D.
Yeah, I mean, you can flip a coin. I really don't know. I mean, obviously he's a scientist, because all four
Agatha King's my first impression, so I'm going with that.
Okay.
Here's your next question. Franklin de Graaf was A, head of Star Helix on Ceres, B, Earth ambassador to Mars, C, Martian ambassador to Earth, or D, an influential passenger.
I believe he was Earth ambassador to Mars. I think it's B. I think. You're making a face. I think.
Where is Amos from? Should I read him? I'll just say Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got all the easy ones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Here's your next question. How many children did Jules Pierre Mao have? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
As far as I know, 2, unless they pull another one out of the bag somewhere. I'm going to go with 2. 2.
Okay, Ringo.
Wow.
Oh my God. How did mannequin white guy die? How did Jordan Nemiroff die?
You don't remember this guy?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
He was shot on the Behemoth.
Hard.
He died during a rapid speed decrease. He was killed by a protomolecule hybrid, or he committed suicide. Now, I remember these hallways. These are the hallways from the Agatha King or the Thomas Prince. Now Thomas Prince feels more fitting.
Oh, where
I think
Anna
he died
was?
During a rapid speed decrease because we saw a lot of people hit the ceiling when the speed limit came on. Next question for you. In your last question, during the dramatic events of the 3rd season, Admiral Souther commanded which ship? Was it the Guanxian, the Nathan Hale, the Thomas Prince, or the Agatha King? Is it smart to go with what I went with before, or is it smarter to try to split the difference?
I guess I'll go with Agatha. Did you go with Agatha King? Then I'll go with Thomas Prince. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Here's my answer question, whatever. Which ship's captain is Sandrine Quirino? Oh, my God. Well, I can see that she's a Martian captain from this picture. Was it the Sirocco, the Hammurabi, the Doniger, or the Zuzan? Hammurabi sounds like the Martian would name the ship the Hammurabi.
Yeah, sure.
It's trying to sell us something. The dog is not amused with your score. We got... Here, correct your... No, wait. Nope, we'll never know which ones we got right. Oh, no, here's the answer key. Okay, all right.
Okay, I got a couple wrong.
We got 10 out of 20.
So we did half.
So, you said that Miller found Julie Mao's corpse on Ceres. It was Eros.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, it was Eros.
Miller is from Ceres.
Yeah, okay.
What was the name? The Canterbury is the ship. What was the task of Commander Kunis? You said he took part in the Earth-Martian War, but he commanded the Earth fleet to explore the ring.
Okay.
Prax was the botanist of a soy farm. You were right. The Razorback is the name of Julie's racing ship.
Just sounds like a racing ship.
Miller got his hat from Sembatina.
Okay, sure.
I'm not sure who that is. She was a nurse. Philip was correct.
Okay.
Drummer was Exo of the guy Molinari, and Io was all those things. Here's where the wrong answers come in. Avasarala's son was killed in the Marines.
Okay.
Maneo's girlfriend was Evita. There are 1,373 transversable wormholes.
Oh, never mind. Quite a few more.
Ring network.
Okay.
Yes. Right. And I feel like, is that a reference to something?
A number of transversable. I don't know.
Colvord was a scientist on the Thomas Prince.
So did you get that one right or no?
I got it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because I said the Agatha King. Franklin DeGraff was Earth Ambassador to Mars.
Okay.
Amos was from Baltimore.
Yes.
And Jules Pierre Mao had 5 children.
Shut up! Great.
Jordan Nirmarov committed suicide. I do not remember that. Jordan, we didn't know thee at all.
No.
Admiral Suther commanded the Agatha King.
So
we both got it wrong.
Yeah, we did do the opposite. That's pretty great.
And Sandrine Carino's ship was the Hammurabi. So 10 out of 20. Not a passing grade.
See me after class.
This dog is not amused with our score.
We're not amused either, dog.
Screw you, dog.
It's a pretty bad score.
Never seen a dog in The Expanse. Dogs can't even watch The Expanse.
No.
Well, that's it. I would definitely recommend this. We already did this, and we recommended it already.
Yes, I 100% recommend this. Please watch this. If you haven't watched The Expanse already, go do yourself a favor. Start from the beginning. Watch all the way through.
It's on
You'll love it.
It's on Amazon.
Yep.
And if you're a fan and you like it at all, I think as we get closer to the end, maybe there will be petitions or there'll be some kind of link or something like that. Give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We should already be doing our outro. So
yeah,
I'll just
we
say,
should.
We like the show.
Yes.
Oh, I could hide 'neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock.
We're back for our outro.
Yeah.
Give us 5 stars. Give it 5 stars. When you're on Amazon and you're browsing, just go boop, 5 stars.
Yep.
Got that. Don't write a review. Amazon reviews are the saddest short stories that anybody's ever written. Just give it 5 stars, and they know you're out there.
Yeah.
And they know that you like it, and that applies to us as well.
Yes.
To us. We're on social media. You know where to find us, Just Enough Trope. And go to your listening platform of choice and give us a rating and a review in the same fashion.
Yeah.
In the same fashion. Give us 5 helmets to throw up in or something.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like there was a lot more puking on the show.
Early on.
Before.
Oh, probably.
Nobody's puking on the show now.
Do you miss it?
I think that we... How often do you want the show to repeat the same beats, right?
Not often.
That's one of the reasons it's important to watch it from the beginning, is
Yeah.
because they explain, just like any book, they explain the environment, and then they don't have to tell you what
repeat it again.
Yeah, what the Shire looks like every time you go to the Shire.
Right.
And I was watching some of the early scenes on YouTube, and they do a lot to establish the weightlessness.
Yeah.
The idea that when you go into combat, it's important that the tools and everything are secured. Because they're going to fly around the cabin because Alex is going to be doing some crazy maneuvers and stuff like that.
Right.
They have to vent all the oxygen from the ship because one of the main weapons of ship combat in their universe are railguns, which there's no real defense against railguns. They will just shoot through your ship the whole way. Or not railguns. Railguns, real bad. Will also do that. They're cannons that they shoot.
Right.
And so... you don't want explosive decompression, so you got to get rid of the oxygen.
Yeah.
And, you could just get shot in the face by a ship
Not
half
great.
a mile away.
Yeah.
It's a scary world.
Yeah. It's very easy to die in space. And,
Yeah.
I feel like they illustrated that really well.
It's very easy to die.
In like the first season. Which, should I have a spoiler for the first season if you haven't seen it? I don't know. Just let characters can die at any point, and when they die in this universe, they're dead. They do not come back.
Right.
That is all I will say.
Not until the 7th season.
Right.
The zombie season. So yeah, please give us a review and review The Expanse too. We'll be back next week to talk about something else. And until then, we're signing off. I'm your host, Caliban.
I'm your co-host, Mikan Hana.
Keep the geek fires burning.